Bandits gun down man in Abuja residence, abduct wife and kids. Federal government issues 1-month ultimatum to traders to crush food prices. NNPCL to hand over Warri Kaduna Refineries to private operators. On the foreign scene, 6 dead as Typhoon Shanshan churns up Japan. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news updates. I am Chaka. Thank you for joining us. Now, a resident of Ushafa community in Warri area council of the Federal Capital Territory has been shot dead. The man was killed when bandits invaded his residence on Thursday night. A police source confirmed the incident but did not go into details. The invaders were said to have kidnapped the deceased's wife and children. Ushafa is one of the communities that have come under attack in the ongoing widespread insecurity in Nigeria. FCCC Police Command is yet to comment on the incident. Acting Governor of Niger State, Yakubu Garba, has announced that the military is assessing the security situation in Alawa, paving the way for the reopening of a military base in the town. Yakubu made this disclosure at Government House Mina after receiving food donations from Senator Muhammad Sani, representing Niger East Senatorial District, for victims of the recent bandit attack in Alawa. The move aims to provide enhanced security cover to the area, which has been plagued by bandit attacks in recent months. Yakubu Garba also said that calm has since returned to the Barkuta community of the Bozo local government area of the state following communal crisis between farmers and herders which claimed the lives of several persons. The recent attack resulted in the deaths of 13 farmers who had left an IDP camp to work on their farmland. The reopening of the military base is expected to bring much needed relief to the affected communities and ensure a safe environment for residents and farmers. At least 37 bandits were reportedly killed in Matsugi village, Mafara local government area of Zamfara state, after residents engaged a gang that had invaded the village with the intent to abduct locals. According to anonymous resident, the bandits arrived on motorbikes around 2 p.m. on Wednesday, aiming to carry out abductions, saying it was not the first time the villagers had confronted bandits, but it was the first instance where they managed to inflict significant casualties. The resident said the bandits began their attack by firing sporadically to intimidate the community. The residents had been alerted in advance and were prepared when the bandits arrived. Armed with locally made firearms, some villagers fought back while others used traditional weapons to encircle the area and prevent the bandits from escaping. After an hour of intense fighting, the bandits retreated, with 10 of their members reported dead. The residents then regrouped, strategized, and set up an ambush. When the bandits returned, the villagers launched another attack, ultimately killing 37 bandits in total. The district head of Matsugi, Chiroma Muhammad, confirmed the incident, stating that 3 villagers were killed during the clash. Still on security matter, Nigerians paid 1.04 billion naira in ransom to kidnappers in 1 year. A new report by SBM Intelligence has shown. The security intel gathering firm said between July 2023 and June 2024 that the Federal Capital Territory had the highest ransom demands, followed closely by Lagos and Kaduna. The firm said its research found that within the period under review, no fewer than 7,568 people were abducted in 1,130 incidents across the country. The firm said on an average, someone is killed each time there is an attempted kidnap. As the hardship across the country bites harder, some residents of Jalingo, the Taraba state capital, are now resorting to consuming rice husk ash, which is used for feeding cattle and poultry, as they can no longer afford grains due to soaring prices. A visit to some areas in Jalingo reveals that some residents are now sourcing their daily meals by processing the byproduct of rice milling and rice husk ash to survive. The report.
Rice is one of the popular farm produce usually harvested in Taraba, specifically in Jalingo, the state's capital, by most of the farmers in the state. After the harvest, the rice undergoes some processes which include boiling before polishing, while some do not. After milling away the rice, people usually use the ash to feed their cattle while removing the broken pieces of rice to feed their poultry. But now the narrative has changed as residents now consume the broken pieces that were usually used in feeding poultry as a result of the pervasive poverty in the country. I'm doing this business in Gada, buying the byproduct of rice polished by machine. We bought the dust ash and blew it to remove the breaking pieces of rice in a very small quantity to sell and also eat with our family. We don't have anything to do. This is the reason why we ventured into this business. We used to buy unprocessed rice from the bridge and bring it here, blew it and remove the breaking pieces to eat with our children and also to sell, because we have nothing to support ourselves and our children. I am doing this business to support my parents to eat and for us to go to school. We don't have any other thing to do. The process of sorting out the rice at the mill is no easy task, according to workers who have to toil the entire day to just earn their daily meals. We are supporting ourselves with this work. We cannot be able to buy the ash ourselves, but removing the pieces of rice to get paid, so as to have a little for our daily meals, and not all the time one can get the pieces. Sometimes you get enough and sometimes you don't. We called for government intervention. They should please. This is our business. We bought the byproduct, which is the dust ash, because we have no option. It is only business we are doing with our both brothers and sisters and all the members of our family. As for me, I'm just removing the pieces of rice for our masters and get paid, because I'm not capable of purchasing the bag on my own. We are calling on the government to look at the way they will help us and get us a job to do. We used to come and wait for them to finish. Then we follow them back and take from the small pieces they left for us to cook and eat with our parents. They called on the government to come up with policies that will address the economic challenges facing the nation.
The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission (FCCPC) has issued a one-month notice to traders and other market stakeholders involved in exploitative pricing to crush the prices of goods. A Thursday statement by the Commission said the Executive Vice Chairman of the FCCPC, Tunji Bello, gave the order to one-day stakeholders' engagement on exploitative pricing in Abuja. According to Bello, the Commission will begin enforcement after the expiration of the notice. He said the meeting was to address the growing trend of unreasonable pricing of consumer goods and services and unwholesome practices of market associations. Now, 4 days into the strike backed by the resident doctors across the country, patients have been lamenting that they're going through severe pains due to the easier access to medical attentions in the hospitals they are admitted to. Some patients said the development is slowing down their treatments, leaving them worried that their illnesses will further deteriorate. Hassan Kohli visits Gombe Specialist Ward and files in this report.
This is a surgical ward at a specialist hospital in Gombe, where dozens of patients are receiving medical attention. With the doctor's strike, many patients are now receiving less medical attention as hospitals have fewer personnel on the ground. Though the nurses are working around the clock to provide medical care for us, it cannot be compared to last week, where resident doctors were on duty. I have a urinary retention problem and was supposed to undergo a urinary surgery yesterday night, but the doctor said I have waited for him. When he came earlier in the morning, he told me that he has a lot of patients to see, and he left. I am not happy at all because I am currently experiencing severe pains in my bladder. According to hospital management, although the strike is affecting their services, they are, however, strategizing on how to fill up the gaps of striking doctors.
Patients that are coming with emergencies are priorities that has to be seen. So all we need to do is to re-strategize and redistribute the available manpower. As you know, the hospital, there are other doctors who are not part of the resident doctors, the consultants, the principal medical officers, the house officers, and the coppers, who are around to provide essential services. So we just need to redistribute the manpower available to ensure that people that are coming to the hospital, especially those that are coming with conditions that will require emergency attention, they will need to be handled. But other cold cases that can wait may have to wait because of the strike.
While hospital and patients are feeling the negative impact of the strike, residents are of the opinion that the resident doctors have no justification for their actions.
Menene alaƙan don an kama 'yar uwarku ma'abocin aiki ba alaƙanta shi da yin yajin aiki?
I see no reason why resident doctors will embark on a strike because of a kidnapped colleague and put the lives of many more at risk. While trying to get her back, they should remember that the patients too are in need of their service to live. Their actions are indeed questionable in my opinion. Patients, especially the poor, are often the hardest hit as most of them cannot afford private medical centers. From Gombe, Hassan Koli, reporting for Trust TV.
Now, the Federal Ministry of Health and Social Welfare has expressed disappointment over the decision by the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors to embark on a 7-day warning strike, despite pleas by the federal government to resolve its concerns and ensure continued industrial harmony. In a statement by the ministry spokesperson Adubako, the federal government invoked the no work, no pay policy for the number of days the strike would be observed in line with extant labor laws. He noted that the measure is not intended to undermine the legitimate concerns of medical professionals, but to ensure that essential healthcare services are not unduly disrupted to the detriment of the public. Resident doctors across Nigeria commenced a 7-day strike on Monday to demand the release of a Kaduna-based doctor, Ganiat Pupola, who has been in kidnappers' den for over 8 months. Moving to other stories. Now, 6 passengers have been confirmed dead in a crash involving 2 vehicles around Verona, Ogeri, Ogun State, along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The Federal Road Safety Corps Public Relations Officer Florence Okpe confirmed this in a statement in Abeokuta, the state capital, on Friday. According to her, the 3 others were, however, injured in the crash. She explained that the suspected cause of the crash was excessive speed on the part of the Sienna Space bus, which rammed into a moving truck from the rear. According to her, the injured victims were taken to Patmak Hospital Ogeri and the corpses were deposited at FOS Ikbara morgue. A fire incident has been reported at the Lagos State Government staff quarters at Udunsomi Street off Wemko Road, Ogba area of the state. According to reports, the incident happened in the wee hours of Friday, precisely around 2:20 a.m. It was guarded that one of the 2 bedrooms in the flat 5 of Block 21, a 2-wing 3-story building of 16 2-bedroom flats, was burnt. A preliminary investigation conducted by the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, revealed that the fire originated from an electrical surge in the children's room. The Permanent Secretary, LASEMA, Femi Oke Osatinyolu, said the fire completely destroyed the children's bedroom, resulting in loss of properties worth millions of naira. Men of the Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, LASEMA, and Nigerian police officers have reportedly put the situation under control. Floods have severed the Shua Bridge in Madagali, Adamawa State, rendering it impassable for motorists and posing serious risk for locals trying to navigate the dangerous waters. But in the face of this adversity, young men in the area have found an unexpected silver lining, turning the crisis into a brisk business opportunity. Gibson Swadigo tells us more.
The Shua Bridge in Madagali, Adamawa State, has been cut off by heavy rains from the Mandara Mountains, making it impassable. This crucial bridge less than a kilometer long, connects the major federal road between northern Adamawa and southern Borno states. In response, young men and women in the area have taken on a risky new occupation, ferrying goods, people, and machinery across the treacherous waters. They have embraced this new venture, even helping those unable to cross on their own.
As we lose this bridge now, as you can see me, I'm in critical condition. It's not a good, I'm not a good marketer now. I'm suffering in the case of this bridge.
Musa Kwada is one of the locals taking on these high-risk missions for the past week. He has been arriving at the Shua Bridge as early as 6 a.m., hustling and rescuing those at risk of being swept away by the powerful currents. The highest I get in a day is 5,000 to solve my problems. We assist in crossing those without money, but not everyone. Road users have recounted their terrifying experiences and are calling on the government to urgently repair the damaged Shua Bridge before more lives are put at risk.
More than 5,000 people are stranded on the other side of the bridge. The recent flood has washed away our farmlands, homes and clothes. Please help Adamawa State and fix the bridge. I paid a token of 1,000 Naira before some young men helped me to cross this water. This is bad and needs urgent attention.
The rain persists. The waves grow increasingly more menacing.
It is a whole day activity here. It's either you hired those to help you cross to the other side or you go back to where you come from. It is the hard way and the only way. From Madagali in Adamawa State, northeast Nigeria, Gibson So Adigo, Trust TV News.
Still with flood-related stories, now residents of Chikawa community of Barade Ward in the Wallawal community of Maji Dadi Ward in Jalingo, Taraba State capital, have decried the impact of flooding in the area, which has cut off the only drainage in the area and exposed residents to untold hardship. The situation, which has led to many homes being submerged, has also made life difficult for some residents who are now seeking shelter in safer locations. Here's the report.
Wallawal and Chakawo are among the oldest settlements in Jalingo. The two settlements are also close to the two major wards of Jalingo, namely Majidadi and Barade ward, the wards that separate Jalingo 1 and Jalingo 2 constituencies. However, life for residents in these areas is becoming almost unbearable due to the lack of waterways and drainages, especially during the rainy season.
Since 1999, many politicians are coming here to talk issue like this. They are calling the federal government, the state government, the local government, please, because of the residential people that are living around here, there is water flooding place. They should intervene. We need intervention, please. They should assist us.
We are very close to Walu. We experience a lot of challenges whenever there is rainfall. The major challenges we encounter are flooding. The local bridge we have, which we used to repair every year at the cost of almost 300,000 Naira, is not enough for the area. We complained to the member representing Jalingo 2 constituency, Honorable Uba Meriga, and he donated the sum of 200,000 Naira. But the problem is not on the bridge, but the waterways. We called on government to look into the situation.
Some of the residents are worried that the situation may deteriorate further as the government seems to have forgotten about them, lamenting that whenever it rains, their children cannot go out, let alone going to school or market. Water used to enter our houses and even our bedrooms, toilets and kitchen. Everywhere in our house is flooded. We have been hearing that the governor is doing well, but we don't know because we have not seen any of his achievements in our area. We are just living here because we have no option. We are calling on government to come and see it themselves. We heard that this governor is doing well to improve the standard living of the citizens, so we want to see it ourselves. The ward head of Chaka, Mukhtar Hamza, said as a result of the damage of the drainage in the community, many homes have been submerged while living now in fear of a possible outbreak of disease.
If government fails to do anything about this road, the road will soon block. Our issue is not the bridge, but a drainage system for water to flow straight to the river without any hitches. But if that is not done, it is a matter of time houses in the area will fall.
Although several promises were made by the past administrations, none of them have been fulfilled. Residents here are hopeful that the present administration will come to their aid.
Over in business, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited says it is seeking to engage reputable and credible operations and maintenance companies to operate and maintain the Warri Refining and Petrochemical Company and the Kaduna Refining and Petrochemical Company. Now, this was disclosed in a statement on Friday on its official X handle. The Warri Refinery, located in Warri, as the name implies, in Delta State, was commissioned in 1978 and has a distillation capacity of 112,000 barrels per day, while the Kaduna Refinery was commissioned in the same 1980 and has a capacity of 50,000 barrels per day. The Warri is supposed to feed the south and the southwest, while Kaduna is supposed to feed the northern Nigeria. Away from Niger, Typhoon Shanshan dumped record rains Friday as it slowly churned up through Japan, triggering transport havoc and widespread warnings of landslides with up to 6 people killed. The typhoon, one of the fiercest to hit Japan in decades, has weakened and was forecast to ease to tropical cyclone strength by Monday, though gusts were still reaching 126 kilometers per hour early Friday. Almost 200 buildings were damaged. And finally, in sports, Napoli have reached an agreement to sell Victor Osimhen. According to football transfer expert Fabrizio Romano, the club-to-club deal done for 75 to 80 million euros total package. Osimhen is set to sign a 4-year contract at around 33.6 million euros a season, or £646,144 per week, tax-free. A release clause will be inserted into his contract with the Saudi Arabian club. Al Ahly have also booked a medical for Osimhen, who looks set to snub a move to Chelsea. And that's it for News Update at this time. For more of our news programs and documentaries, do want to follow us on our social media platforms on our YouTube live stream. I am Chaka. Thank you for joining us at this time.